I never thought I'd be doing a video on lunch meats, but so here we are. All right, so there's listeria on cold cut meats. We'll watch this quickly.
Is watching your health tonight. There's a new recall linked to deli meat. It could be contaminated with listeria. Popular brand Boars had recalling several products, including ham, bologna, and liverwurst.
And at one point today, a popular supermarket chain closed its deli counters for a deep clean to avoid cross-contamination. Fox 8's Richard G. Kovas has the latest.
Shamina Dixon loaded up her truck with her groceries from Stop and Shop for the weekend, minus her favorite cold cuts.
I get the pork and beef bologna. And I get the...
Don't get the pork and oh my God, I can't believe I'm saying this. Do not. I used to work at a deli. All right, I'll tell you what goes on behind the scenes. Okay, for example, you want head cheese, right? You're like, what the hell is head cheese? Head cheese, I did not even know what it was until I worked in a deli. It's basically a mishmash or a modge podge of gelatinous pressed meat all put together into one big clop of shit. Excuse my language. My father, I hope he's not watching. He told me he's not proud of me for my language. And so basically, you say, what's on sale today? Oh, the beef bologna? Beef bologna. The beef bologna's on sale. Oh, it's only $3.99 a pound. Well, that was back in probably like 1996 when I worked there. It's probably like $19.99 now a pound. But I digress. Okay, so you'd say, give me a pound of that Hansel and Gretel ham. I'm going to do this in my best New York accent. And I slap the Hansel and Gretel ham onto the slicer. Well, what happens, boys and girls, is there's not enough time to clean the slicer in between each customers. Well, the light bulb goes off. How do you get listeria? Okay, so the next customer walks up to my short-staffed counter, where I'm usually by myself. By the way, I was always by myself because everyone called in sick, and they didn't want to hire enough staff. And this was a big chain grocery store, boys and girls. Like, we're talking over 100 different stores. Okay, so they didn't want to hire enough workers. Okay, let's get the shocked look lady off over here. Okay, there we go. Here, let's fast forward to this. Okay, so like I said, how do we let's get rid of the closed captions. All right, so here we go. I was saying, what was I saying? I'm losing, short-staffed. We were short-staffed. It's called the skeleton crew. And like most big box stores, what do they hire? A skeleton crew. Why do they hire a skeleton crew? Because they don't want to pay. And so there should have been 3 to 5 people working along with me, boys and girls, but I was by myself most of the time. So you see this little slicer, this slicer and dicer? Guess what? Guess how often it got cleaned, boys and girls? Once. That's right, you heard me. Once a day. Well, a deep cleaning. And that was at 9 o'clock when the store closed. What did we do in between each meat? All right, so you slap the Hansel and Gretel beef bologna onto the damn thing, right? And then somebody walks up and says, give me a pound of roast beef. And by the way, in New York, they never said, may I have a pound of, it was like, give me, like they'd be smacking their lips and you wanted to, throat punch them. And they'd be smacking their lips. Give me and they would be like, and then there's a line of like 18 disgruntled, angry customers while you're the only one working there. Give me a pound of head cheese. And then you're not even like slapping the head cheese on the damn thing. And then they go on and rattle a list. And I'm like, hang on, one at a time. So guess what? In between each meat that you slap onto that slicer, as you see there, that looks like turkey. What would happen was I didn't have time to clean it. I was by myself. And even if I had another worker with me, guess what would happen, boys and girls? That's still not enough workers because you need somebody to be cleaning at all times, someone to be handling the customers. But now, wait for this, they have kiosks now. People don't even want to wait on the damn line. So like 15,000 people would go to the kiosk, place their order, and get a little ticky and come back in like 20 minutes. And guess what? So you're in between orders. You're running back and forth between the line of people who are smacking their lips and giving you orders. And then you also got a list from the kiosk and all that other jazz. And so there was no time to clean the damn what I called slicer and dicer. And we're getting an interruption. All right, and so what would happen? You see this? Wait, hold on, I gotta find it. These bins, we called them bins. Well, behind the counter, this is the pretty part. This is all the unopened meats, right? Inside the glass counter. Well, we had a bin behind the counter that was refrigerated. And so we would take like a produce bag and just drop the opened meat into the produce bag and just toss it into a refrigerated bin and mix it with every single brand and every single kind of meat and cheese known to man and just toss it in there, and all the juices would mingle. Yes, commingle with each other. They'd be making love, those juices. And so if one has Listeria on it, guess what? They all have Listeria now. Every single damn brand. So you can't say, well, it happened with Boar's Head. Let's buy the Hansel and Gretel or Dietz and Watson next time. Because guess what? They're all contaminated, especially the juices. The juices on the slicer, by the way, look, they put a happy little, your safety is our priority. Yeah, bullshit. Okay, so back to my father being unproud of me right now. All right, so here we go. Tanya over here is cut, I don't know what her name is cutting the Hansel and Gretel, turkey, right? And then she slaps on the Boar's Head roast beef onto the same machine. Well, guess what happens, boys and girls? It leaks down into the crevices of this machine. All those juices filled with bacterium and amoeba and parameciums. And then you're going to get sick like Strawberry Quick. And you're going to be puking your guts up. And you're going to probably, possibly end up in the hospital or get exploding diarrhea. So now you know what goes on behind the scenes. And guess what? If the deli counter closes at 9, boys and girls, we were supposed to clock out at exactly 9 p.m. Not a minute after, otherwise we get written up by the manager of the store. Why? Because they didn't want to pay us 1 shekel more than we were scheduled for. So if at 10 to 9 rolls around, I had 3 slices to clean by myself because we were skeleton crew, as usual. And so I would have to take apart these damn machines that weighed like 49,000 pounds and take them apart and scrub them in the back, which we had this big giant sink with a hose, and I'd hose the suckers down. But if I put them and reassembled them back, and it was 3 minutes to 9 after I cleaned all the damn machines and did a deep cleaning, and some smacking lip customer comes up and goes, yeah, I'll take a pound of the most nastiest shiz. I didn't want to say shit. Well, there we go. Because my father's unproud of me. And so he'd say, give me a pound of pastrami. Ugh, the worst, pastrami. It has all these thousands of little crumbs on it. Just after I cleaned all the damn slicers. Well, guess what? I can't stay a minute past 9, otherwise I'll get written up, boys and girls. And so what would happen was I couldn't do another deep cleaning of that machine because I had to clock out at exactly 9 p.m. So please, for the love of God, do not go strolling over to your deli counter 1 minute before closing because, you're going to screw the whole thing, the whole evolution of what we're trying to do to keep you safe from dying or getting explosive diarrhea. So please don't do that. And don't be a lip smacker. And don't say, gimme. Well, if you live in New York, that's what you'll say. But say, may I have a pound of ham? Ask us very, very politely. Well, that's not going to happen. I will tell you one more story. It got so desperate when I worked in the damn deli that my boss, okay, she was a department manager. She was the head of the deli. She used to cry because we didn't have enough staff. It was just me, mostly. That was it, just me. When we needed 3 to, minimum 3 people, but me, that's it. The store manager, they only make about 1% profit on groceries. Did you know that, boys and girls? And so the store manager was like Hitler, the Hitler of hours. And so she had to pay me she made probably $30,000 a year being the deli manager. Well, that was in 1996, maybe 20,000 and whatever. And is equivalent to about the same because of inflation. And so she used to pay me out of her pocket. And actually this is quite dangerous, and I was a stupid kid, and I said okay. She would pay me out of her pocket just so I didn't clock in, and I worked off the books, paid cash, so the Hitler store manager couldn't find me for clocking out 1 minute after 9 p.m. So there you go. Yep, that's what goes on behind the scenes of a deli. And the more busier it is and the more chainy it is, when I say chainy, I mean a chain store, the more chances you'll get Listeria or explosive diarrhea. Thanks for watching.